Hello and welcome to this GSA race. And Tabascoth. I am Scotch and Tie Guy. You can call me Scotch, and I am here in the booth with my guy Electric. How are you doing today, man?
Doing pretty well. Really excited for this 70-star quarterfinal. Best of three, so these guys will be going off at least twice today. And Copitz, Mario's sleeping animation. Kind of an interesting way to spend this last little bit of pre-time, but maybe it'll pay off for him in the end. We'll have to see. Meanwhile, Tabascoth probably with 5 raw chilies in his mouth right now, just going through these TM Reds, nice and spicy. So it should be a nice matchup.
Well, I'm very excited. It's been a while since we've seen a SM64 matchup. We've got Super Mario Brothers 3 going on. We've got a lot of Super Mario Sunshine, and having Pace just finished up and a couple weeks ago. We haven't seen Super Mario 64 in a while, so this will be really cool to see, a return to the classic, of course.
Yep. Definitely been looking forward to this comeback for sure. And especially whenever we get season 2 off the rails or off the ground, I guess. Mario. It is going to be off the rails. So we've got both these guys going ahead and making sure they don't have a save file or anything.
We should be good to go.
It's me, Mario.
So both of them now both started and synced up right on the intro screen here. And of course, on the right side here, we've got this famous Copitz quality, just like watching on a good old VHS tape or something. Did you know that they actually, Nintendo Power had like a tape that you could get of, I think it was the 5 or 10 hardest stars as voted by readers being done by quote unquote professionals?
Well, that'd be interesting to compare to today.
Yeah, I know at least a couple of them were in the pyramid, and so that'd be really interesting to see them, actually go to the top of the pyramid instead of taking the cage out instead.
Well, right out the bat, we see a little bit of a difference between Tabascoth and Copitz. Copitz opting for the English version, which is slightly. Oh, Tabascoth missing Lakitu skip.
Yeah,
Copitz able to get past there.
Looked like a slow get up. That's probably like the worst way to actually fail this trick. Because as you see here, it kills all of your momentum when you're trying to get back started after talking to Lakitu there.
Well, what you want to do is you want to get right along that left edge, and unfortunately, if you're too far to the left, Mario will grab that ledge, as we saw. So Tabascoth a little behind here, and Copitz going for his bomb clip.
Ooh!
And missing bomb clip!
Just blowing up right in his face. May have spent too much time with that PS2 shooter. Taba, though, going to be remaking up that Lakitu skip fail. And Copitz with the second bomb fail.
Yeah, Copitz, he's going to need to make this up here on this third go. Otherwise, he's going to be losing massive time. So we've got a change of lead twice.
And that bomb barely within Mario's grab box there. So Copitz really got lucky on that third try. It seemed like, too, he was going at it from kind of strange angles. Maybe just a different setup that he does, but still just really interesting to see fail twice in a row like that. That's normally something that the second you boot up the practice ROM for the day, you just go through that a couple times, make sure the timing's good, and you just move on. It's not normally an issue.
And we see a little bit of a route difference. Taba going for Peach's slide, and Copitz going directly into Womps.
Let's see, Taba 12-6. Oh, 12-9. Commentator a little bit too optimistic on that ending.
Flip the 6, you'd be right.
Oh, okay, just the last line of the page is upside down on this script.
Ah, there you go.
The GSA printer has some weird printing errors. That's why we're wrong on things like that sometimes.
Copitz with a really nice Alice.
Yeah, and Taba going to be moving in there. It's certainly interesting to see Copitz doing this Swamp's first route, because in runs, this route kind of makes sense. You're sacrificing about 1/3 of a second to castle movement, but you're getting some of the most reset heavy stars out of the way first before something as easy as slide. Copitz popping through the bottom of the floor there, not quite getting enough height on the get up like Taba does here. So Taba just running away with these tricks right at the beginning, getting them really consistent. Losing a little bit of time on some setups, but just the consistency game is really where he's winning out here.
Well, that setup is so crucial for that cannonless setup. If you miss it completely, I mean, now he's got no backup, so he has to get it here, and he does.
Yeah, definitely paying attention to that get up this time around. And it's one of those things that it's just kind of hard to... Oh, but then just sliding right past the wall. That's what
as I was saying, he has to go all the way back up now and having trouble getting up this wall here. Able to get it, fortunately, on the second try.
Yeah, and that backup is kind of ridiculous to actually hit. Meanwhile, Taba just chugging along through 100 coin. And Copitz does get it the second time around. All right. And that's probably one of the most tilting star fails, is whenever you do the full setup for Cannonless and it still fails like that. Because you're just sitting there like, I wasted all this extra time. I could have gone for texture setup, and at least then the fail would have been on me. But no, let me just fail the full setup that's supposed to be consistent. And I think, like, if you do go through the effort of making it 100% consistent, there's like an extra little thing you can do at the beginning that takes like 2 extra seconds off, but why would you when this is 95%? It's just you don't want that 5% to happen during a race.
Right, and on top of the fact, like, I've talked about this before, and interesting, missing the cycle, trying to go for the long jump, misses it.
Is able to make this sort of cycle recovery, but yeah, and what sucks is it's really these coins that if he would have had just enough coins, he could have just grabbed the red and moved on, but having to wait for the plank, not really knowing what exactly... And it appears the screen having a little bit of a Mario meltdown of its own for a moment there. Not sure if that made it onto the stream. Yeah, shoutouts to Are We Milo's PC. Real trooper here.
Please donate. We need more RAM.
Just download more, Forehead.
Please. Someone send Milo a download link for more RAM, please. We'd really appreciate it.
And so Taba ahead both in the stars in Whomp's Fortress and in general star count, a full slide star ahead. So Copitz has his work cut out for him starting out this race. But they haven't even finished up lobby yet. So certainly a lot of room to make up all this missed time.
Well, and that's the thing. This is 70 star. So it's not like 16 star where if you miss a star, you know, it's kind of make or break to a degree. Where if your opponent doesn't mess up in a single way, shape, or form, you know, it's kind of you're in the woods. This is like 50-minute long run, so there's so many things that can happen. You know, Copitz is behind here, but he has places where he can make it up.
Very, very easily. Yeah, it's definitely all about how you handle yourself across the whole run.
Oh, and Taba!
Yeah, was going for that little kick at the top here, but that kick is... See, he got it this time, but it can be a bit risky, because if you don't quite make it up on the platform, Mario cannot ledge grab out of a kick. And that's a very easy one to forget whenever you're learning this game for the first time. You're like, why am I not ledge grabbing here? It's because you kicked.
A little bit of a fake sync here.
Yep, one slide star apart, but they will be going to the slide together, so chat, let's see your guesses. I'm going to go ahead and throw in Taba, going to be pulling it down a little bit, a 12-8. Copitz, first time on the slide, going to be a 12-9. Second time, I think a 12-7. Overall, a slight improvement. What about you, Scotch? How are you guessing?
I'm going to guess a 12-6 from Taba and a 12-8 from Copitz.
12-7 from Taba, so... Already, commentator slightly off, but just a 1/10 of a second away. Meanwhile, Copitz with the 12-9 as predicted. Let's see if we get exact clones here, 12 9s and then 12 7s. You know, maybe Copitz has run a very weirdly spliced together version of Taba's run.
And Wesley, thank you so much for the 100 cheers. Really appreciate it.
With those
Helps
100
keep
biddies.
us going over here.
Taba managing, and overall really nice and clean, laid back wing count. Not quite going for those super heavily optimized arcs, but ultimately this fly. Oh, and that ending is definitely going to be a nice little, just something to be proud of. Can't really say time save because time save over what? Not really in a PB attempt or anything, but he's going to give Copitz a lot to answer for. Copitz is going to have to go for some pretty wild strats if he wants to make up time on that star.
Well, and it seems to be, as we move into Dark World here, it seems to me that Taba just has generally better movement. Copitz having a couple of minor mistakes here and there, rubbing up against a ledge, rubbing up against a corner, that sort of thing. Not able to optimize the movement as well as Taba is. We'll want to see him make up from those mistakes through these next 60 stars.
And I think part of it has definitely been Taba's been investing a lot of time into the spreadsheet for the single star records. And so I think that's certainly going to be showing on a lot of these stars over Copitz, just generally cleaner movement from that single star practice.
Taba getting a little bit of a weird slide there as he did that long jump, so maybe not Zaya cycle, but definitely Shig.
Yeah, typically, and especially in D2, you're not really expecting people to zo for Shia cycle. Although you do see guys like Parakushia do this interesting box rollout strat. Copitz is going to be doing just a standard long jump here. Yeah. So right here, where you're getting up to this red on Copitz's side, you would do a box rollout. And first off, it avoids things like that ledge grab. But if you do it right, you'll actually get onto the elevator a cycle earlier than the standard Shig movement. So in order to hit Shia cycle, you're not having to go through that really weird dive in the middle of the elevator, which Copitz probably should have tried at the beginning because it would have gotten him the same success rate here about.
And you see Copitz there having a lot of difficulty with that elevator.
Yeah, really committing to poverty Shig, if not just like some weird late cycle. Yeah.
Well, and the key to Dark World really is keeping that cycle. If you miss a single beat, you're being relegated down to a slower cycle and having to fix your movement based off of whatever cycle you're on. Because if you, like I said, if you miss a single beat, it messes up that cycle that you're on, so you have to adjust what you're doing.
Yeah, because no matter where you're at, you'll probably be able to pick up the red without really stopping, but it's a matter of knowing, okay, do I need to do the Zaya ending? Do I need to do the standard ending? Like what sort of ending do I need to do? I think there's a little bit of a window where you do actually have to wait, but in most cases, you can do that midair kick to suspend yourself just enough for the platform to come by you. But like you said, it's all a matter of knowing exactly where that platform is. And the second you start making mistakes and you have to start worrying about that, then all of a sudden mental energy is being taken away from the movement right in front of you, and you may not even get to the cycle. So Taba going to be going into CCM now. Got a couple stars that can throw their own issues these runners' way.
Oh, Taba will want to keep it cool here as he makes his way through CCM, get a nice little wall kick there.
Interesting camera angle choice. I really like it. I don't think I've seen people do that for that wall kick there. Definitely lets you see the wall a bit easier, because that's really the hardest part of that strat, is being able to land that wall kick on time. Oftentimes, you'll try to hit it early just because the wall doesn't give you that great of depth perception. And if you hit that wall kick early, you're toast. It's done.
Little Penguin giving Taba a little bit of trouble there, able to grab him on the second go around though.
Yeah, that Penguin's hitbox is annoyingly small.
For whatever reason, Little Penguin doesn't want to go home to mom.
Yeah, with how far I mean, think about how far up he's had to run up the mountain. I unfortunately think that we have some sort of situation where we might need to call Penguin Protective Services or something, because that penguin is scared of something.
Called DCF, maybe, I don't know. For penguins.
Call Animal Planet.
And Copitz going for his. Wall kicks will work. That wall kick will work.
And Taba going ahead and skipping over this slot, committing to that CCM 18 route. And that's another one of those like interesting situations with how angles work in this game. If you notice, like he did this long jump to the side to start out that slide, and like you have to do that, just like Copitz is doing right here, in order to have enough momentum to make it all the way over both these loops of slide. When you're learning to start for the first time, it seems like almost impossible, and you're like, what am I doing wrong? And it's just like a weird angled jump thing. Ooh, getting that nice moonwalk right to the door. Beautiful.
And Taba will work on his CCM 100s here.
Now let's see if he goes for the safety red here. And opting not to, going right for the teleporter. Gonna give us those cheeky little Mario cams. I think that was a cheat protection. I'm not quite sure.
I believe it was. You got...
Oh wait, no, it's just CCM4.
Yep.
Okay. You don't actually have to do that. You can get that with that long jump. Huh, today I learned. You do still have to angle though, right? It's like you go down the slide kind of straight and then turn Mario off to the right, and for whatever reason it builds momentum faster when you're turning in that way. Instead of like if you just take the angle dead on and don't turn at all.
Taba. I haven't seen that before. Wow. I have not seen that yet.
A little bit... Well, I don't know if that's actually slower, because normally you have to wait for the penguin. Well, you learn it with start on the left side, then go all the way right, yeah.
A little bit of swagger regardless. Well, I guess it keeps you from having to turn around when you cross the finish line. But you have, I mean, you have to wait for the penguin regardless.
Right. The Taba swag.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just a little bit of swag for everyone. You know, runners. I like it when runners do that. You know, showing off. You know, showing the extra boundaries that these runners can go to. Really showing it off for the viewers. It's always a good show.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing is these runners. Even whenever they have these like massive deficits and it can kind of feel insurmountable. We've seen time and time again just people putting on a great show. It's always nice to see that level of sportsmanship. Just like, you know, I know this race is kind of a bust, but I still want to finish it out anyway. But Copitz really hanging on to this at 18 stars, so just that big boot on the balcony behind Taba at the moment. Still maintaining about like I think about a 30-second differential, so. And we are coming up on everyone's favorite trick, the pillarless. So that could be where we see a huge momentum shift. You know, Copitz having issues with the bomb clip bomb regrabs could be kind of thinking extra hard about how exactly that bomb grab timing works. And that could maybe help him in pillarless. Who knows? The grab is different since in bomb clip you do have that opportunity to do that single jump first, but the same general principle applies. So Tab is going to be headed down there himself as Copitz going to be going into the balcony. My opinion doesn't really matter, but I personally think Taba's run is really good. I mean, same. It's not a bad run at all.
Quick little Mips grab there from Taba.
And going for that nice free dive. Copitz in a little bit of a weird position to start out this star grab, but is able to get the movement just fine in the end. Oh boy, chat calling me out for saying good instead of sexy. There you go. The animals got what you wanted. And Taba, okay,
Taba.
he gets the bomb regrab. Let's see if the double jump. Okay, gotta get up the pyramid now. Time is running a little tight. Okay, there we go. Nice.
That was an interesting setup there. And he's able to get it, which is nice.
And so that's a huge load off of Taba's back. Copitz having to answer chat himself as far as how far behind he is. And yes, Copitz about a minute behind. He's got to go grab Mips and then go for his own plus. So Taba, not with the cleanest plus in the world, but he made it work ultimately, and that's what really matters, getting that first try plus.
Well, the big thing is you've got it out of the way.
Yep.
And the rest of SSL is generally pretty simple. Nothing too crazy as far as tricks go. I mean, other than maybe going for that second pillar list.
Yeah. When you commit to a CCM 18, oh, Taba not getting the triple out here. All of that, just the true commentator's curse coming into effect right now, because this is really like one of the easiest starts you do in the run. Hold left, A, B, A, B, up left, up, A, done. That's the whole star right there. I'm pretty sure you could put those voice commands in and it would probably work. Like it's a really simple star. But when that second jump in the triple doesn't come out, you have no choice but to just like go back for that backup and try again. And that's a really hard one too to back up unless you like get yourself right back in the original starting position. So definitely shout outs to Taba for knowing that backup really well. All right, so Copitz going for Talon. Easy stuff here. Just riding right on down Easy Street.
While Copitz is finishing up SSL, Taba making his way through Lethal Lava Land. Really nice little triple jump there. Not a great grab there on that star.
Parker Obi rating with the party of 4. Thanks so much. So it's a good thing that both of these guys had a pretty clean plus, though, because that's one that can normally make or break leads and not really having an impact on this race, fortunately enough. Copitz, definitely good to see, even though he had that kind of shaky start in Womps and all, everything going pretty well now.
Oh, and Taba trying to go for that pro lava boost, not able to get it. Has this nice backup, though.
Yeah, right onto the elevator. Let's see if he can get this rollout on the end here. Okay, not even bothering, just gonna go ahead and climb that extra distance up the pole. So there is movement you can do where instead of going all the way up the pole like Taba did, you just go like 3/4 of the way up or halfway up, and you dive off and do a rollout off of one of those blocks that if you don't time it right, Mario will stop just short of the platform the star is on and just fall right to the bottom of the volcano. And you're just done. Like, you can't do anything about that.
Well, that was a silky smooth backup there from Taba, so he won't lose too much time, fortunately.
Yeah, and that's one thing that's integral to backups is just knowing where everything in the stage is, having that really, really good depth perception and just kind of mental imagery of the course layout. Copitz, meanwhile, though, not quite mental imaging where that flame shooter is.
Oh, and Copitz taking a death!
What even?
That was.
Would have jumped and ground pounded. That would have been fine. I don't know what that regrab was.
I have no idea what the regrab was either. It seemed like he kind of hesitated for a second, and Mario just kind of backed up a little bit. And obviously the ledge is right there, so
that was really something from the man himself. Yep. I thought maybe he was trying to ledge grab thinking that would keep him safe from the bully, but like that, I don't think that that's a strategy that would have worked, because then you would just be stuck over the side. Mario can't like walk side to side while grabbed on ledges. So I don't know.
Chat might be theorizing that Mario got a little scared there and backed up without having any inputs put in, so maybe a little bit of and Taba missing lava boost
during boost. Probably going to be seeing him go for the standard either triple or long jump setup from the right side of the lava fall there. What's this? He's already gotten elevator stars. What
is this backup?
I have oh wow, okay. This is an interesting backup.
So Taba has decided, you know what, I'm just gonna pull out all the stops, I'm gonna change up everything, I'm gonna completely confuse the commentators, make them wonder about their state of mind, wonder what the heck they're watching.
Yeah, and Copitz getting the standard boost, so this is going to save him a good chunk of time over Taba here. 2 quick stars away from Taba's lead right now. And I guess that's just the true beginner strat, because I mean there's so many different ways of doing lava boost that you never see that. You see people go for an easier form of lava boost, not Guess that's reversed lava adventure.
I'm wondering if well, we know Copitz is watching the stream. I'm wondering if Taba is doing the same thing and just said, I'm gonna just take these easier strats, knowing that he's ahead.
Yep. And yeah, reverse boost adventure. That is Mario's RBA, I guess, because I've never seen that ever. And so Taba going to be going in for his chest here. Nice clean movement on that last chest. Going right forward, the star will end up.
Here we go!
Copitz, meanwhile, with the nice wing over the fence. Yeah, Trash Forge. Every time I do Lava Boost, I'm halfway expecting Mario to just turn around and just tell me to stop. Okay, Taba going in now for his sub-star. It's looking like he's setting up for a front sub.
Front sub.
Are we going to see the newer lag reduced front sub, or are we going to see just the traditional OG front sub strat here? Thinking we're just going to see the standard. Yeah, he's swinging wide here. Nope, it's lag reduced.
Oh, just barely misses it.
Just a late middle jump. Oh, that would have been so clean if that would have worked.
And the rage pause is there.
He's getting the jumps and dive and everything. They're just not quite high enough. Come on, come on. There we go.
Not connecting. There we go. So he finally connects. Able to get that after the third go. Needs 3 full servings of sub.
Yeah, just eating spoonfuls of that sub lag, but meanwhile, he is going in on Fire Seed now, so we've got a little bit of true heat intensity going at us. Taba, no nuke to Spice, though. He can handle the heat. Doing the new box movement, so he's setting himself up for a very comfortable lava boost at the moment.
This is a really nice cycle that he's on right now, as long as he can keep it up.
Yeah, just got to get past this bully. Bully treating him nice, and the boost
Lava
is
boost.
loose.
That is free lava boost for him, and he'll take that wall jump there. Just a really clean fire seed. Wow, this is impressive.
Yep, just absolute beauty right here. This is what you want that new movement to look like. So, okay. Copitz has a lot to answer now, because this is really what Copitz was hoping for, was a lava boost fail, maybe even somehow a early cycle miss. But now that Taba's got that under his belt, Copitz is having to answer with just really, really intense strats. And Copitz going to go ahead and actually grab Manta Ray before Taba. Goes well for him, at least. So that is something that can still go kind of wrong for Taba.
Interesting grab there on Bowser from Taba. Bowser kind of rotated and then Mario grabbed. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, there's are you talking about like on the grab itself, like Bowser kind of teleported-ish?
No, but like Bowser was full on 90 degrees turned and then he grabbed.
Oh, weird.
I don't know how to describe it other than that.
Yeah, Bowser's grab box is pretty big, but I don't think I've seen anything like that before.
And Copitz is going to miss this lava boost cycle for sure. Missing that wall kick.
Yeah, must have just gone early on that kick. 'Cause I don't really see... Yeah, pretty far missed. Early cycle is still very well on the table, though.
You can
Nice
definitely get
movement
these
up
early
here.
Ellies if you can get up there fast enough, and he does.
Nice. Nice triple. Probably going to have to settle for a bad ending, but you take what you can get.
Opting to take a couple booty burns for that red.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but when the elevators are in this position, you don't really have much of a choice.
Oh!
Oh!
Oh no!
What?
And he grabs the
How
star.
did Pat know that?
Fortunately, he grabbed the star, so he's not going to have to redo reds all over again. He just has to get through Fire Sea, but that was a terrible spot to take a death because he has to go through Fire Sea all over again.
Hold on, how did you know that? I'm looking at chat right now. Pack posted that before we even saw it. That doesn't make sense.
Wait. Did he not grab the star?
He grabbed the star.
I don't know what he's doing.
He's on his way back. He must just not feel comfortable doing the no reds movement. But because he could get a full cycle ahead of reds movement if he did. I don't even understand.
Yeah, he
so
grabbed
many
the star. He
confusing
got
things
34
happening
stars.
in the booth and just in the game. Yeah, look at his star count. He was at 34, or he was at 33 going into Fire Sea.
Right.
See it's gonna be a normal star that spawns. Yeah, we're not crazy on that.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute, did I miss something? What's he doing? Why is he going first? What is he doing?
He's a real star. I told you.
Copitz, the absolute mad lad.
Okay, so I'm guessing Pac just must have recognized based on where Copitz was grabbing that star, that the way he was gonna try running back in, or the way that he was going to try the next dive, he knew was going to fail. That's the only thing I could think of.
What?
Because I don't understand how Pac did that. We didn't even see it. He must be sitting right beside Copitz or something.
That's amazing. Did Pac and Copitz have a bet or something like that? I want to understand. Well, we're gonna have to ask Copitz about it when we're done, obviously.
The muscle memory is real strong. Copitz must not have run 16 star in a while or something. I don't know. Because even if you mess up royally, you can make the same cycle with no reds as you would normally make with Lava Boost easily.
That was insane. Like this is amazing. Like this is exactly like what
I don't understand. I'm just mainly confused as to how he predicted that.
Oh my lord.
And then, of course, Copitz is going back in for the fake star. That is without a doubt the most absurd fake star regrab I have ever seen.
That's, you know what? He's like I said, he's an absolute mad lad for doing it. That's the only thing I could say about it.
Pack,
oh
no
my
spoilers,
lord!
No spoilers, please. Yeah, we must have some copies of the GSA scripts that have leaked.
They must have, yeah. Some intern is about to get.
Whoever is selling our information on the darknet, please stop.
All right, back to the current events. We've got Taba now
missing a wall kick to start secrets. Gonna have to go for this weird wall grab here. Kind of just showing how strangely ledges actually function in the game. Nice mountain clip. Although, kind of a weird exiting angle here.
Having to back this up in a weird kind of way. Just gonna take the box star there. Wasn't happy with that mountain clip, obviously.
He doesn't know how to do Fire Sea without reds. It's not even that different of movement, honestly. It's only the box that's really different, I feel like. Well, okay, no, if you're going for pole glitch, then it's way different, yeah. That's fair.
Well, it's not even like if you don't know how to do Fire Sea without reds, that's fine. But then you go for the star. Like you didn't need to do
what
that.
Was that?
You didn't need to do that. Like why? Taba able to get these secrets on the second go around. Very clean movement. And jumps over that ledge.
He did it to redeem himself. That's gonna be his answer, I guarantee.
Yeah.
We're gonna ask, why did you do that? And he's gonna say, to prove that I can, in fact, do that dive. Throwing is a great way to redeem yourself.
Taba doing a little bit of weed killing here.
It's something that is really hard to remember. I forget about this until I end up in this spawn and randomizer a lot, is you can't actually jump normally in this grass. If you see those like little particles coming up from Mario's feet, this is actually like one of the few patches of thick grass in the game. So if you're in the middle of a randomizer and a star spawns at normal height here, good luck.
Well, it kind of acts like sand in SSL to a degree. It's
Yeah,
the same
you
kind
can
of
kind
animation.
of get out of it-ish, but it's pretty hard.
Copitz getting a weird little Tony Hawk grind there as he does wall kicks. Able to get that elevator star though. And Taba having a conversation with Todd. You know, Todd very stingy with the stars. You got to talk to him for a little bit.
Yeah, make sure you don't punch him in the face. Or if you do, I mean, he'll still give you the star. Okay, Taba making his way to the top of the mountain with a nice log wall kick. And gonna be opting for this nice ledge grab strat here. Beautiful execution on this star. Yeah, this race really isn't over. Taba has just started some of the hardest stages in the game. And depending on how this, and especially how Tippy goes, Copitz could certainly catch back up.
Nice little mountain clip from Taba there. Having no problem with that. Wall kick off the log. Taking a little bit of time.
Why, hello there, little Mario. And the nice kicks to get up to this little star in the waterfall here. Copitz having some issues with this secret, just trying desperately to grab it, but not quite working out for whatever reason.
Getting a little booty burn there too. Just a couple interesting little mistakes here and there.
Ooh, beautiful Reds movement from Taba.
Oh, Commentators curse coming in immediately.
Yeah, just getting that weird slide, not quite jumping fast enough, but that beautiful dive rollout movement. So fast.
Able to get it though. Nice little Reds, other than that little fumble there from Taba. We see Copitz making his way up the mountain, dodging the Chuckya there.
And here's one of my favorite little stars here in TTM. Just hold left, now hold up right, and you're good. It's a really fun one to learn because
that one's pretty free. I've never seen anyone really mess that one up too badly.
I've seen it a couple times, honestly, and it's pretty brutal when it does mess up. If you end up just like miscalculating and you're trying to get that box like as close to the ledge as you can. Taba just not liking his position to even start breezeless. I don't blame him. Saving a couple seconds over a breezeless fail, so. Almost trying to BLJ into the star. Interesting.
Interesting little backwards long jump there from Taba.
Meanwhile, Copit's going to be going ahead and collecting that Piranha Plant star. Making his way out of THI.
Well, so far, quite an interesting race.
Especially from Copitz's screen. Copit's having some overall really solid gameplay, just a lot of minor mistakes boiling into major ones, and really about half of his time loss right now is just due to that Fire Sea fail, honestly.
Well,
that's really sad to see.
One of the things I've noticed, so I talked about his movement earlier. One of the things I've noticed across the board when it comes to runners, if your movement isn't on point, typically when you try to attempt tricks and stuff like that, because your muscle memory is so used to doing one thing over and over again, you tend to make mistakes. So that's what I think we're seeing with Copitz. They're not like catastrophic mistakes necessarily, but it's just little mistakes.
Oh, but you say that he does that. Oh my god. Actually catastrophic right there. That's a pretty brutal one.
Just Copitz apparently
what is he?
Every bit of commentator curse today.
Trying the weirdest back up to log wall kick I have ever seen, but it works for him, so that's nice. He's able to get this triple jump and then dive. Okay, so it works out this time. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, unplug your controller. Shigeru, take the wheel, please. right, Taba going for bullies. A little fun fact that I learned at Pace from Drogi. This is one of 2 stars that people on the spreadsheet have gotten all the way down to about the task record, I think. The other one being shocking airlifts, the teleporter star in Wet Dry World.
Well, it's all down to movement. You know, how do you do not long jumps, but dive jumps up towards that area where you can dive and take out the ice bully. You know, as long as you get the movement down.
Yeah, it's all RTA viable movement. All of it's in your notches. Like, it's no weirdness there. It's just, when you're going for times that low and having to get frame perfect jumps on everything, it's pretty brutal.
Taba going for that dive on Mips there, taking care of him.
Copitz getting bopped by that ledge, not able to get the ledge grab up due to the kick. I don't know if he would have gotten a standard ledge grab if he hadn't kicked there.
And Taba will make his way into HMC. Couple of tricky tricks in here.
And, you know, while we've got, like, the Womps living their life of somewhat luxury in that fortress in the sky, and the Bomb Moms, you know, they're kind of fighting right now, but they have a pretty decent grassy patch. This is what the Scuttlebugs get to deal with. This is how mistreated they are in the Mushroom Kingdom, is they just get this cave that doesn't even have ceilings in it, and it's just filled with this Noxus yellow gash. Truly just... I mean, the Scuttlebugs, if you don't take anything else away from the stream, the Scuttlebugs are the most abused group in the Mario franchise.
Yeah, just having to deal with those boulders.
Oh, Taba! Fail on amazing emergency exit. Oh, no.
Big old dive, taking a giant dive, going for that star, just completely missing the platform altogether.
And that's the risk you take. It's you can save a decent chunk of time by avoiding the ledge grab and with the extra momentum you get, but if that dive misses, you don't have a backup at all. You feel like Bowser's the most abused. How many different castles has Bowser had? He's rolling in it. I don't know how. I'm not gonna claim how, but
Copitz. He had a really nice little backup there, almost sliding off the snowman's head, taking a little jump kick back to the star, able to grab it.
Maybe the Scuttlebugs like their jamborees in the caverns. I mean, have you seen how bloodshot their eyes are? And how they, like, immediately crave human contact with Mario? I don't think there's any jamborees happening down here.
Interesting movement there from Copitz.
Also, could you imagine jumping in the same spot for, like, what was it, 2 hours trying to get to Mario, and you just end up getting risen up in the air?
Ooh, Taba having a little bit of trouble with double jumps. And Copitz, Ice Bully not cooperating as much.
All right, Taba's Christmas Miracle pulling off. And so he'll be going up to Tippy now. I wonder if we'll see a carpet list.
The giant meme.
And people just invading SM64 runners chats, not quite understanding how precise wall kicks are.
Well, and this is Taba is coming up to the crucial part of this run, really. You know, Tippy making and breaking speed runs every single day.
Yep. I mean, we've seen it time and time again, whether it's on Lunar Jump or Puncation or just anyone that runs this game at a super high level, they're going to lose runs through these stages. A lot of empty space, a lot of opportunities for invisible walls to get you, and a lot of really difficult strats. I mean, Taba's starting off right here with Lakitu Bounce, one of the more difficult strats in the game generally, and it's how you have to start out Rainbow Ride. But getting it nice and clean, not waiting on that pull for anything.
Wow.
Sick. I
That
don't
was
think
a
I've seen
really
that fast in a while.
that was a very nice movement there from Taba. You know, that's how you want to do that. You know, obviously there's the pro setup with the lag 2 bounce, but generally speaking, for that easier quote unquote setup, that's what you want to see.
Oh, and he's going for nice. It's pretty difficult to actually get up to that left side of the wooden platforms there. Beautiful, tricky triangles. All right.
Those
Taba
triangles.
running away with these first 2 out of Rainbow Ride so far. Let's see how he handles the maze.
Those triangles truly tricky, but we'll see how Taba can take care of these reds here as Copitz is continuing to make his way through HMC.
Okay, Taba able to get, I think that's actually a slightly newer setup for reds. I've heard something about there being a new setup to start out reds. As Taba is now going to be collecting that star. All he's got left is swinging in the breeze. Yeah, clean reds. I really wonder what kind of pace Taba's on. 9 stars left. Certainly on sub 50 pace. Copitz getting bodied by a boulder. Not watching close enough for those rolling rocks. And he's got the English copy of the game. He should get that warning.
Well, and those boulders are so hard to avoid. Like, I don't think people realize sometimes, you know, a lot of the times runners are able to avoid them, but they're pretty difficult to avoid.
Yeah, you have like a general movement path that works on like probably 60-70% of the boulder patterns, but sometimes they just come right for you and they really don't give you much of a chance to actually get out of their way.
Well, Taba going to take care of TTC 100 first. Arguably the hardest part of this 70-star run is TTC.
It's certainly one of the most tense, especially when you're on excellent pace. A lot of really difficult, precise jumps, and you got to do all of it super fast. And there's really no way to avoid this star. You could try doing Stomp on the Thwomp standalone, sure, but why?
You gotta make your way up anyway, so as you're making your way up, you might as well grab these coins.
And it still surprises me that Stomp on the Thwomp alone isn't faster than like SL Reds and THI Reds combined or something like that.
And able to grab that coin that was trying to get away from him a little bit there and having a really nice 100.
Yeah, Copitz really having to compensate, or sorry, not Copitz, Taba having to compensate for some terrible RNG, but making it work really easily. So, everybody, inhale, exhale. We're good. We're past probably the just generally last huge hurdle. Still a lot of hurdles to go, specifically 5 of them being in TTC, but that's one that you can go ahead and put under your belt and at least grab that little bit of confidence going into the rest of these stars.
Well, there's just so many spots, especially with TTC at 100, where you can just absolutely, you know, just a total failure.
Yeah, you can easily lose everything on that last jump.
It's tough because you see runners get to 90 coins and then they'll miss, you know, that second jump. And they'll fall, and it'll be, you know, they'll lose that 90 coins, and they'll have to start all over. So definitely probably the hardest part of TTC.
And it's really that section between like 60 and 80 is really the danger zone. And if you take even if you don't die there, you're falling right to the bottom of the clock. You're losing 30 seconds just to get back up. So Copitz does get reds pretty cleanly though, as Taba going in for his next little bit. Love these time moving strats here. Beautiful get a hand. Now, if I remember right, he's got left pendulums and time jumps. Gonna go ahead and stop clock for these. Much easier to deal with the back half of the clock when it's not really moving. Oh wait, no, sorry, reds was one of them. He must have, I think he already got pendulum is what it was. beautiful side flip movement here.
So just for reference, Taba's PB is a 49.58.
I think that's just barely out of the realm of possibility, but
yeah,
this is a very solid run still.
This is a very good run. It's definitely 50 pace, for sure. I don't know if it's a PB pace. Maybe if he can get these reds done really quickly and have a really nice Bowser in the Sky, maybe. But we're looking at a really nice 50 regardless.
Yeah, if I remember right, someone's told me before that from entering Bowser in the Sky, at best you can hope for 100, or sorry, at a minute and a half to the end of the game. And that's with perfect throws, perfect movement. I don't think that's with moving right side, but he's got the 69, and with this last run from Todd, that is 70. 69!
Well, as long as he can have a... and take a little bit of a bonker there.
That would have killed Mario. The edge of that column would have gone into his skull. I just want to emphasize that one would have killed him. Like,
I like how you go there. Like, that's where you go.
The game just freezes like the end of Conquer. Like, no, you can't have this one. This one's too ridiculous. Have you ever played Bad Fur Day? The ending of that game is wonderful.
That was a classic that my friend and I played growing up as a kid.
Oh, as a kid? That's not what you should play as a kid. And trying to go for moving right side, and that's gonna make him pay.
Yeah, he could have saved that, but it looks like he just opted for the death.
Mario is an immortal god. He cannot die. See, I'm more of the opinion that Mario is just disposable, and there's just an infinite number of Marios in waiting. I don't even think it's the same Mario that persists between stars.
Taba! Taking a second death, missing that triple jump dive.
And meanwhile, Lord Panwich trying to call out for Tabascoth for choking, but ending up choking spelling himself. I don't know exactly what you're chalking or why you're teaching a 101 last minute, but...
And even if he's trying to spell like chalk, he spelled that wrong too. And Copitz.
Mamma mia!
Just a lot of spaghetti. We know Mario's Italian and everything like that, but this much spaghetti, this is a lot.
Casually not talking about Copitz somehow not dying with 90 coins. Yeah, with everything happening on Tabas. Oh, Taba going for the jump. The last one. If he would have gotten that last jump, he would have been able to finish easy.
Oh, and taking a dive.
Oh boy, he needs some coins. He needs some milk.
Come on, boy.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
He needs to stay up there.
Okay. He's gonna
go left side.
No stationary left.
Oh, and he misses it!
Goes left way too early. Oh boy, the chili peppers have worn off. Taba needs an IV shot of raw Tabasco immediately. He will not be able to finish this run.
What is happening to Taba right now?
Just not able to get on top of these platforms. It would have been faster to take the casual route, and that's saying something.
You should just like stop and just take the platform all the way over. He's gonna go left side again.
Yeah, who ordered the large spaghetti?
Oh my lord.
There we go. Left side, finally.
With the amount of spaghetti that we've seen, you could feed a whole city.
You could probably feed the entire state of New York. Which isn't that large of a state, but that's still even more than a city.
Ah!
And of course, okay.
Just barely avoiding.
I'm putting my money on the over-under of 5 throws. What about you?
Oh, Lord. Just stressing me out over here, man.
Okay, let's see here. Can we get these throws? Oh,
you're completely missing that.
Not even the extended range hitboxes can save you. None.
Oh.
Okay, Copitz is creeping up. He's almost at 69 stars. I don't think he goes for Toad first. 1. There we go. Okay, that's 2. He just needs one more. One more to seal this deal.
And that's it.
3. There we go. Pulling out a low 53. Pretty unfortunate bits. This could have been a low 50 instead, so about a 3-minute choke.
Wow.
And Taba just with the, oh boy.
So Taba taking the first race of 3, commenting in Discord that bits was just absolutely LMFAO.
And Copitz, meanwhile, grabbing his 70th. Gonna go ahead and advance on into bits now. Nice movement up the staircase. Cheeky little side flips and dives.
He'll go ahead and finish this up.
No
I
reason
like that.
not to, honestly.
I like the. You know what? Sometimes this might be a hard. This might be a controversial opinion, but I don't like it when runners are close to finishing, and they decide not to. Oh, and Copitz taking a dive.
There's something to be said for both sides of the coin. There's something to be said for like just going ahead and throwing away the run and kind of resetting your mentality totally. And then also something to be said for just finishing it out, getting that little bit of ending practice, and then just on to the next one.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is that he's getting the practice here. If you go into bits completely cold turkey, having not done it like Taba did, you see that kind of happen, but if you get the practice in, as Copitz is here, you can go into the next race and be like, okay, I lost this race, but I can get the practice in, play Bowser in the Sky, and so that the next race isn't nearly as bad. Dodging that Koopa there. Or not Koopa.
Yeah, the Goomba. Just
Goomba.
Barely. It really looked like he was in that hitbox. But he is in Bowser now. Let's see if he can go ahead and pull out this. I think a 55 is on the table, but just barely. And 1. Let's go for 2. And I think this is going to be a 3. Nice quick throws from Copitz. Unfortunate start to this run, and then that fire sea of a lifetime, but finishing out with a 55 for X. Not a bad time considering everything that's happened in this run, honestly.
Well, we started to clean it up there at the end, and obviously Taba having an absolutely tragic bits. Copitz was able to make up some of that time there. So Copitz will want to take, this run and kind of recuperate and examine where he can fix, those mistakes and everything, fix the movement, be a little, be more precise on that movement and move into this next race and do a lot better.
Very interesting stuff from Taba we're seeing right now. These BLJs into stages. Oh, and the left side into Dark World. I don't think I've seen that one.
A little bit of an exhibition in between races.
And both these guys readying up.
We'll get going here now with race number 2. If Taba takes this next race, he takes the match. So Copitz has to recuperate here, has to take race number 2 to see race number 3.
Not even sure what Traskford was trying to say there. Sorry that got caught in the filter. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the fact that Peach chose to have a castle with magic paintings that lead to other worlds and slides? Like, there's not even furniture. Peach literally chose to make her castle like this. See? We could take that moment to appreciate that. But we could also take that moment to acknowledge the fact that Peach more than likely built that castle on the slave labor of the Toads, and probably has 3 other castles completely filled with the bougiest furniture you can think of. Peach is not the victim here. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, I think there's just a little bit of money that might be changing hands from the Mushroom Kingdom to Bowser's pocket. Just a little bit.
A little bit of game theory there. I dig it.
Reopen that Mushroom Kingdom investigation. Just look inside. See what's in it.
All right, we get restarted with race number 2 now. Taba able to get that Lactu skip the second time around. Copitz pretty free as well. Again, so Copitz again is on the English version, which is slightly slower at the beginning from the Japanese version. But in 70 Star, actually, it's I believe it's a second. The English version is actually a second faster.
Yeah, overall across the entire run, English is about a second faster, and that's just due to a lot of little things. You don't have to deal with like the star that's in a box in English that it isn't in a box in JP. And the way text boxes work out, English has more lines of text per box, and so there are a lot of text boxes where English will actually have less boxes. The 2 I can think of off the top of my head are the very first text box in the game is 3 boxes on JP, 2 on English, and then Copitz having so many issues with this bomb clip. 1 second makes a difference. Just ask Punkay.
Oh my gosh!
Copitz just died on the first star of the game
to bomb clip,
and telling us in the back room that's something I really just did right there. Can we get some K-Konas in chat for that? That's something he really just did right there.
That's a Monka Giga for sure. Like without a doubt.
Simple flips. Oh my god. He did.
Oh man, he's having a lot of difficulty.
Going for this weird grab. This must just be the setup he uses, but
I don't like the camera angle. I think that camera angle is just not a good camera. And getting that. Yeah, so sometimes that bomb will explode right as you're grabbing it, and you'll actually have a giant bomb, but you won't get the glitch.
That is the giant shock.
So you'll just be holding a giant bomb and walk around with a giant bomb in your hand.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
I can't do this. It would have been faster to hit the log, and that's saying something. That cutscene takes like 10 minutes.
And there we go.
Okay, I thought he was about to like go as well during that weird camera angle and then not clip through.
Moly.
I don't know what I would have done if he hadn't clipped through.
That was a lot.
Taba having the opportunity to probably go through, okay, at least just cannonless, and his slide. We missed his slide. Chat, blame Copitz for robbing you of the opportunity to guess a slide.
Taba here going for that sock folder setup, obviously more consistent than the texture setup. We've seen the OG before in a race, but obviously, you know,
who even pulled an OG during the race? I forget.
Ouija did the OG in a race.
Oh, that's right, yeah. And then I think it was D whatever that went for a double jump Alice live at pace or something. I know someone went for double jump Alice at pace. Game has already decided Copitz will win by 10 minutes. That sounds about right. That is about what this script is showing. The script for this match just says Copitz choke, then Taba choke. And I guess Copitz just wanted to get his side of the script out of the way early. You know, there is a lot of money riding on whether you follow your end of the deal, so maybe just wanting to make absolutely certain he gets his cut.
Taba getting a little bit of a bonker on the wall after sliding by the piranha plant there.
That was Ouija that did double jump Alice. I'm not surprised at all. Taba just opting for some kicks to move along this wall here. Can't say I've seen that form of movement very often.
Oh, Copitz taking that backward slide. Oh, and just riding that fence there real closely. Oh, he grabbed the star!
It was so bad.
Oh my lord!
Not quite holding, or I think it may have been a combination of like just getting that. I think it was a first frame that was on that wall kick, and with that extra little bit of momentum, if you're not careful, you'll go right into that star.
Well, that's the risk that you take.
Oh, it's
Tabba
was sliding right out of the cage.
That's the risk that you take with that left side jump. You know, it's so precise with that movement. Able to get it on the second go though.
Yeah, if you get past a first frame wall kick, you're pretty safe from the star unless you just walk right into it. But if you get a first framer, you definitely have to be careful to make sure you're holding the stick more against the wall. And it's especially a problem if you're going for the pro movement to get the full cycle, because with that movement, you actually like when you jump off of the platform the star is on, you want to be in the middle of the upper platform, not the back. If you're doing half cycle, it's okay to be in the back because you can just ledge grab and it's fine. But if you're going for the full cycle, you want to be able to get up there with a kick instead of a ledge grab. And so that gives even more of a cause to end up failing that star by accident.
Well, Copitz able to get those 100 coins and grabbing that red coin star as well. 2 stars behind Tabba, who is...
Yeah, at least it was fairly early that he failed that.
Yeah, and fortunately, you know, and you're right, he failed it early. He didn't have, you know, 90, 75, or 75 coins on him. He had, you know, it was only 30 some odd coins. Tabba taking care of that tower really easily, will make his way out of Womps, and Copitz taking care of this big Womp, Daddy Womp, King Womp, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, and, you know, they have enough money to build a fortress in the sky, but he can't get his teeth fixed. I mean, well, what would he get his teeth fixed with? Because if you got him braces or something, he has like 5 teeth. That's not enough to make a full set. So, I mean, you know, Daddy Womp just put himself in such a bad position by not brushing with his Womp brush. Maybe that's what those ers are just cries of pain due to that just very severe periodontitis.
Tabba getting a really nice 12-7, getting a little bit of a moonwalk.
Yeah, just not letting go of the stick. If you're holding neutral when you land, you don't get that effect.
Ooh, nice little bonk there from Copitz.
Leave Womp alone. I mean, Mario doesn't. Tabba going into wing cap stage real quick. But first, we do have a slide from Copitz, so I'm going to go ahead and say a 12-8 on this slide. What about you?
I'll go with a, I'm going to say 12-9 just because he's consistently gotten those 12-9s. And, oh, Tabba getting an interesting little bonk there on the switch.
Yeah, he is able to get the double jump version of the text box skip, though. That's good.
Oh, he swung a little wide there, so it's going to be probably closer to the 13 range. Almost getting a 14. Not something that you see too often. Tabba making his way through Dark World now. He did pretty well. Yeah, he did pretty well in that first run, so we'll want to see him do well in this second run as well.
I think that first... Let's see, I think Copitz may have had some issues in Dark World too, but I believe Tabba had some kind of issue like right on the end here. So we want to see him avoid that. Really optimal long jump there.
Yeah, what Tabba's problem was is he's when he did that long jump, getting onto that platform, it was a little bit slow getting on up there, so it slowed down his cycle just a little bit. But not too bad this time. Oh, missing.
Clean shig, but then those last wall kicks not working out for him. Okay, this is interesting what someone just posted in chat. Peach does have a second castle with all her furniture. The second baby penguin is his own penguin. So like, there's no mother for the other small penguin that looks very obviously lost and is just screaming. And then Bum-On's reproduced through gunpowder and love. That's one that I don't know. I don't know about that one, Chief.
We'll have to get our researchers and investigators in on that. Send the journalists out.
Okay, now Copitz heading into his own Dark World here, about a Dark World behind. It's a pretty big lead for Taba, but not anywhere near insurmountable. And if this were all that Taba had in that last race as a lead, then that bits failure definitely would have given Copitz the game.
Oh, certainly.
Now, Copitz in kind of a weird position, already having some movement flubs here, so the elevators are not on a cycle he's really used to. Is able to pull it off decently, though. That middle elevator platform just high enough to be able to do that jump dive.
Ooh. Just barely avoiding a death on that cheese block.
Yeah, not able to get any sort of cycle there. That's just the I'm going to wait around because something happened cycle. It's also believed by a small group of people that Mario has a hat. Okay, that's a little bit too far, dude. I don't know why you're coming in here with that stuff, but you need to keep it down.
That's insanely controversial. Get out of here with that. That propaganda.
Ooh, beautiful movement yet again. I think all he's doing is switching to Mario Cam early. I'm probably going to start trying that because that wall kick is really the main difficulty there. The only thing is then setting up the angle for the ending is a little bit wonky, but I feel like that's definitely a good strat that a lot more people need to be trying out. Very nice sliding from Taba, though, and good lag reduction as well with that camera.
And we've got a big event coming up soon. If these guys make it through, if Taba wins this, obviously he's going to be moving on to the semis, and looking at going to Smash and Splash.
Yeah, Smash and Splash is going to be a real awesome event. They're also going to be having the 16-star finals there, and I believe a decent number of, I think I heard somewhere that Ikori was going to be headed to Smash and Splash for that.
I'm not sure.
It was either, and I apologize for not being able to remember which one exactly it was, but it was either Ikori or Aki, or maybe even both. And we coming stateside for some Mario 64 action.
So check that out. We've got commands in chat that give you a little bit more information about that. We've also got merch for Smash and Splash, so make sure to check that out. We had Pace merch. We got Smash and Splash merch now.
Okay, so it is Aki. I thought that Ikori was weird because the Ikori's doing 70. But yeah, Aki is the one that I was thinking of then, definitely. And Aki's already made travel arrangements and such, so yeah, everyone that's competing is going to be there live.
Tab a little bit far there for that teleport. Picked up that safety red after missing a coin on the way down that first slide down the mountain. Now, this is all about having 100 coins right as you finish. Because it takes time for the penguin to waddle around and finally talk to you and give you the star. So jumping back and grabbing this 100 coin star is a lot more optimal than what used to be used, which is doing reds and 100, or not reds, yeah, reds and 100.
Yeah, and what you see other people do, like if they're doing the CCM 17 route, is they'll use the slide without the penguin and purposely not have enough coins at the very end. They'll have 98 or 99, so that grabbing one red on the outside will give them the 100 coin star. And they'll have the slip slide and away star spawn just nearby. The problem with that, though, is that you either have to commit to doing HMC early, which loses about a second, or you have to do double plus, which is not fun. Anybody now a good spot for controllers on the low? I think you mean no, and also this isn't a shop, this is a stream. This isn't the beach, this is a bathtub.
Tabo making his way through BBH now, as Copitz is taking on the penguin in that race. And Tab will go outside and take on the boot out on the balcony.
Copitz going ahead and grabbing that star from the big penguin. So neither of these guys having issues with the penguin star, fortunately. CC of 18, even though it should be safer, if you miss too many coins on the slide, all of a sudden you have a huge issue on your hands. You firmly believe this hypothetical hat is blue. I firmly believe you're blue. Miss Fire Blue Vixen.
Ooh, interesting route there from Copitz. Going up and around the bridge versus in front of it.
That's one you don't see too often. Tabba, meanwhile, going to be going in for the MIPS grab. No punch grabs today. I mean, the dive is pretty well free. No reason to really mess it up with punching. No, one of the nights that I was hanging out with Punk at Pace, he was literally shopping for controllers on his phone. Like, I want to see what his controller closet looks like.
He's gotta have like the whole setup, man. He's gotta have everything.
I've heard Sig has a pretty sizable controller collection too, and a controller graveyard. He's talked before about like he has a closet.
Oh!
Tabba getting the second jump, but just way too close to the fence there.
Oh, no!
No.
That was tragic to see. You know, having had such a good, he had a nice run going there. You know, and Copitz missing the third hit on the boo.
You're just waiting for Boo to come up. Okay, he's got the manip finally, but what a wait. And ultimately, I don't blame him. It would be pretty risky trying to go back down for him.
Well, what you risk is falling all the way back down and having to make your way all the way back up to the roof. So you definitely save time by just sitting there and being patient and waiting for the big Boo to come on over. And Tabla going for Pless once again.
Okay. He's making it work, and
has a nice angle.
I believe that was the Tama. I'm not entirely sure due to this. It looked like there was a bit of weirdness on the regrab, but was able to make whatever that was work. Choke comes at 2 hours. I mean, I hate to break it to you, friend, but these runs aren't even an hour long. Not quite sure what you're watching over there.
Yeah, 2 hours is pretty lengthy. That's like a full hour and
I'm trying to think, are there any
minutes.
prominent speed games that have a category that's exactly 2 hours?
Not that I can think off the top of my head. I'm sure that there is one.
Maybe,
Oh, Copitz!
Oh, missing the MIPS, and he's just gonna go right back for him. Okay.
That was pretty lucky.
If you're not confident in your other regrabs, I can definitely see. Oh yeah, Banjo-Kazooie. That's the one that I think was on the top of my head that was like, I know there's one that's really close. Banjo-Kazooie 100% is like 158, 159 now. But no, as you can tell, there is no bear with a bird in a backpack here. My girlfriend really hates how accurately I can make the jiggy noise.
Oh dear lord. Oh, and Copitz just throwing away the bomb there. He's gonna have to go for the backup and slide down the wrong side.
Yeah, it doesn't get quite far enough. Okay.
Oh, he's gonna take a death.
That was such a... I'm sorry, that was a stupid attempt to back that up. I don't see what he was trying to do with that slide kick. Yeah, I could maybe see jumping up the slope after that, but you'd have to get a really, really precise jump in order to be able to get a dive out of that without just falling down.
And he'll go for the backup again, losing that bomb. Gets the slide there correctly. We'll go for Talon.
Nice little way to back up Talon there, as Taba does get... Oh, God! He gets the lava boost and then just falls right down.
Wow.
And then the extreme rage pause there. That was a level 20 rage pause. We're moving beyond the standard levels of bonks. I think there's like the level 5 bonk on the Simply system. This is a level 20 rage pause. Oh! Having to just go to the elevator this time.
Wow. Just... That was some... I mean, Taba's been rage pausing this whole time. And Copitz just having a lot of difficulty with this plus here.
Yeah, we've seen it before. Copitz is the type that either he gets it first try or 10th try. There's no in between.
Just a lot of spaghetti here.
This is, yeah, if we said last time it could feed a city, potentially the state of New York, this time it's feeding an entire country.
I think we've moved on to a different food type, though.
You think so?
It's not spaghetti anymore.
It's just boiled leeks, or just something that nobody even wants.
It's ramen out of the packet. Like, and
okay, that's actually good.
Without... No, but it's without the seasoning. Without any
That's what
seasoning.
I mean. You ever eat dry ramen? Don't mock it till you try it, friendo.
Oh, gee. You were what? I had a friend like that in college who just was like, he walked to class, and you see him, just munching on some ramen.
See, I don't do that too often, but I mean, it's a nice little snack. I don't know what it is about.
It's got a good crunch to it.
Yeah, exactly. I used to actually like take the seasoning packet, mix in just enough water to turn it into a paste, and spread that paste on the dry ramen, and then put it in the oven at like 200 degrees for like 10 minutes, and it'll just dry the paste out. So good.
Innovation at its finest. And Copitz almost taking a death there, but maybe GSA starting a cooking show, possibly.
Yeah, who knows?
We'll see.
You mix exactly 1/2 tablespoon of water with a 1/2 cup of SM64 runner tears, as we're seeing in this run right now. Let's see if these bullies decide to treat Taba nicely enough. Okay, gets the insta pound.
Copitz took a double burn there for some reason. Yeah, both guys able to take care of those triple bullies pretty easily.
So Taba gonna be moving into triple D real quick. No rabbit clipping through a door shenanigans this time around. Okay. Copitz with this nice successful lava boost.
Takes the pull grab. Pretty safe. Taba taking care of these chests.
SM64 DS is superior to N64. Change your mind. One word. D-pad. Oh, no. Another word. Yoshi.
That D-pad. Yeah, that D-pad was just absolutely... I mean, we're not here for video game review, but that D-pad was just the absolute worst.
And it's just the controls in general. You have to hold a button to run now? Please. That bonk that Copitz just got is about how I feel about SM64 DS. So just please. It looks like some really straight... It looks like a PS1 game, and this game had a baby. That's what SM64 DS looks like. Yoshi, get out of here. Someone banned Trask Forge. Yoshi is not epic at all.
D-pad is epic.
That's the entire game when you're playing as Yoshi. Commentator out here requesting users be banned for having bad opinions. The monk gun emote.
Well, moving on from that controversy, we got Copitz taking care of these Triple L Reds. Taba taking care of Manta, pretty free. If you do mess up that Manta, though, it can kill. Oh! And narrowly avoiding that vortex.
Phew. Yeah, the vortex can be kind of stressful sometimes. That's for sure. Now, this is kind of interesting. Tama last time didn't opt to grab this star before Fire Sea for whatever reason. So interesting that he opted to this time around.
And Taba having a really nice Fire Sea first go around. We'll look to repeat that right here. Nice wall kick there. He will get this lava boost here in Fire Sea. Really optimal movement.
We've got Lord Panwich out here trying to correct someone's spelling despite not spelling it right himself. Is getting his spelling cheeks clapped today. Okay, so good Fire Sea movement from Taba, just missing this wall kick on the end here. I mean, you really can't blame him. Having to do that wall kick right after a star cutscene is kind of ridiculous. Yeah, you could even say that it's a spicy Fire Sea.
Yeah, that was pretty...
Which definitely fits the man. I like, the name is not a meme. I talked to him in person, and he is a huge fan of Tabasco, but he's gotten to the point where he just eats raw chilies instead, because importing Tabasco is a bit expensive.
See that? He did that Bowser grab again. Where Bowser, like, turns 90 degrees. I'll have to talk to Taba about his about some hot sauces. I'm a hot sauce man myself.
Yeah, if you're going with Tabasco, the habanero variety you can't go wrong with, and the jalapeno one, even though it's not spicy, it has a really nice tang to it. It's really good if you don't have like fresh jalapeno peppers anywhere. My personal favorite though, that show Hot Ones on YouTube, their sauce Los Calientes is so good.
I have a bottle of the Last Dab.
Oh, nice. How is it?
Oh, it destroys your mouth. It's great though.
I can believe it. I got
so tasty.
I got one that they used to have on the show, the Black Garlic and Carolina Reaper from Bravado, I think it was the company. And that one's really good. It's an intense heat, but it goes away nice and quick.
Oh,
Taba missing the wall kick, though. And Copitz, meanwhile, feeling some of that heat in Fire Sea. Already lava boost off the table. Early Ellie's probably off the table. Are we just going to see a repeat of last time? Is he trying to lose about as much time to be the equivalent of doing the whole course, dying, and doing it again? What is happening?
Taba is just this rage pause is just I love it. Like, and able to get it there finally. Oh man.
Yeah, this definitely must be a real pain for this Mario, but he'll just go into the digital void right after, only to be replaced by a fresh one in this never-ending cycle of
If you know, we've been talking about food. If I were to describe this second race as a food, it would be a messy hard taco. Oh, and just rolling over, falling back on the Ellie's.
See, Copitz's run, I would ultimately have to describe as a 2-hour-old hard taco from Taco Bell. At some point, it was pretty okay, but at this point, it's fallen apart everywhere. It's completely chilled, not like cold, but it's just the wrong temperature for food to be. And just everything about it has the promise of being a decent meal, and it's just not. Copitz needing to survive.
Oh, Lord, okay. He's so close.
Okay, he needs to just be careful on this ending. Be careful, Fox. Why not a cold sloppy Joe? What is wrong with you?
That's something completely different. That's not what we're talking about.
I don't even... A cold sloppy Joe wouldn't even be good, though, would it? I don't feel like it would be.
I've had a cold... I mean, if we're talking about, like, a day-old or 2-day-old sloppy Joe, then maybe, but I've had a cold sloppy Joe. It's not too bad. As long as it's a good sloppy Joe.
I mean, oh, Copitz missing the Fire Sea throw. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, Copitz really buttering up those fingers before this race.
Yeah, it looked like Taba had an interesting Wet Dry World 100. He had to back it up with that coin box in the back left there on the second floor.
Yeah, that's one you very rarely, if ever, see.
Yeah, you don't see that too often. I saw him do it, so obviously he had to back it up with something.
How about a cold hot pocket? How about you just bite into a rock? Isn't that the same thing?
Well, cold and frozen are two different things.
Well, can you even keep hot pockets in the refrigerator? I think it tells you to keep them frozen.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, my roommate was like really into hot pockets. I'd rather just make like a ham sandwich or something really basic like that. Like, I'm just not a fan of hot pockets because you can't eat them raw, and when you heat them up, you inherently have to wait like 10 minutes for them to cool down beyond radioactive.
The extent of my knowledge of hot boxes it begins and ends with Jim Gaffigan.
That's fair.
Hot pocket.
So meanwhile, we see Taba is able to get the triple jump wall kick strat this time around. Copitz having a little bit of a weird. Oh! Okay, he's on the elevator platform. That's good. That's good.
Maybe these guys are just not used to racing because it's been so long since we've had, you know, SM64 races. I mean, the last one I can think of was Paracusia, and who was the other?
Wasn't it Aki, or was that someone else? No, it wasn't Aki.
Hold on, it was just the other day. I commentated it. It was Paracusia and Anti.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aki, Anti. Okay, those are actually similar.
So I'm thinking that maybe these guys are just, I mean, we're talking like first race that we've seen in about 2 weeks. These guys are cold turkey, maybe.
Well, yeah, someone's saying best of 3. They're expecting 3 total runs. That's not quite how that works. So best of 3 is like when you're doing best 2 out of 3 in rock, paper, scissors, except the rock, paper, scissors games take about 50 minutes and involve Mario. So if Taba takes this match, which he's in prime position to do, so long as he doesn't make any major mistakes, then that will be the end of this set, and Taba will be moving on to the semis. Although I do feel like you're also just joking, so apologies for completely ruining your joke with an explanation. I know how that feels. It's not fun. Nice coin RNG from that box on Copitz's side. Meanwhile, Taba with the true roto-rooting out here.
Yeah, he just barely missed that kill on that prone on the first go-around, but is able to back it up nicely, though.
We need 3 runs. Well, I mean, I can give y'all a run if y'all come to my stream afterwards, but it'll probably be even longer than these 2 runs put back to back.
Copitz having to back up this 100.
Yeah, see, this is the optimal backup. I don't know if Taba just didn't know about this box or if he actually... Well, he finished out the run with the last line that you...
Whoa! Copitz! Completely missing that star!
Instead of a ground pound. Oh,
wow!
Man. You hit the buttons at the same time.
Oh my lord!
That was literally him hitting Z early. If you hit the buttons simultaneously, it will always ground pound. Always. But that was hitting Z probably a frame too early or something. But you have to be holding the stick to get a long jump. He was in neutral beforehand, so I don't know what just happened. I don't understand how he did that.
That was a long jump too. That wasn't just like oh, I accidentally hit Z before A. He was holding the stick. He had to have been.
Yeah, Copitz must be just trying to play with his feet at this point. That's all I can come up with.
We're seeing like it's almost like we're seeing every weird mistake that you can make in a run here. with
Taba gonna
Copitz.
have to pull off the ultimate choke for Copitz to catch up. I mean, you're not wrong, but also, you know, it's not outside the realm of possibility.
We've seen
Can
it
we
before.
get a 70-star run after this? Oh, man. Look, I was just joking. I don't know, like, anything upstairs.
70-star randomizer race? I don't know.
I mean, that would work. That's probably what I end up doing anyway.
Copitz. Oh, Copitz falling all the way down, getting a weird bonk, and then bouncing off of the Koopa there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for some very interesting backup movement here. He's midway through Secrets. I wonder if he kind of forgot what star he was doing for a sec here.
Oh, taking another bonk. Oh, and Taba taking a fall on the mushrooms there, Reds and TTM.
Meanwhile, Copitz just cannot get himself on top of this mountain. Finally makes it work. I don't think I've ever seen that camera angle. Narrowly ledge. Get the star. There you go. He did it!
Oh my lord. This is quite an interesting race for sure.
Yeah, Copitz having to just relearn relearn this game. I could race simple flips on 70-star random. Okay. See, the problem with that is I don't see any simple flips around here. I'm not just gonna be like, hi, I want all my viewers from GSA to come race me. Will you race me? Commentators are rude. You make it seem like it's easy. Oh, that's... sorry, we're not meaning to be like rude with it at all.
Taba missing the breezeless there. He didn't like that. I could tell he didn't like that angle. He didn't even jump. He just went straight over for that breeze.
I don't see any problem with that plan. I think I interviewed Simple Flips once. I've never spoken to him. I'm not about to just be like, hey, can I race you? Lol.
Taba! Wow, fascinating. I haven't seen that.
Penguin there. For a moment, contemplating getting the Igloo Star, then remembering you do not get the best cap in the game in this run.
That was interesting. He had to do a couple kicks to get up to the right angle, but ended up talking to the man.
Can we get a thug finals between Copitz and one of the comms? Oh my god.
He would definitely destroy us.
Taba missing the, if you follow Taba on Twitter, that's one of the things that he's talked about having issues with is timing that ground pound properly, and he's getting real close. Just it's a hard one because you're having to do it blind. Wow. Copitz going for the side flip dive, and this is why you don't go for the side flip dive.
Just falling all the way down to the bottom, able to do a really nice log jump.
It's one of those really rough strats to fail because the second that you do it wrong, you know you failed, and you have to watch for about 10 seconds as Mario whoosh down to the floor.
So definitely a lot of mistakes here in this second race on both sides of the screen. Copitz making his way up the mountain, and Taba taking a little icy burn.
Yep.
Don't know what the ice bully puts in the water there.
He's able to get right into the star, thankfully. And yeah, I mean, I can't speak for all the other comms. There are people that actually run the game very well that comm. I know Parakush has done a couple of comms, for instance, and Tama as well, but I'm still learning. I just watched way too much of this game. So, there you go. Yeah, Taba not on bad pace, not quite as comparable as last run, but has been really solid throughout overall here.
Yeah, I don't think he's on 50 pace right now. He might be on 1 pace. Just a couple mistakes that he didn't make in the first run, which was obviously on a 50 pace. And he'll grab Mips and talk to Todd and make his way down into HMC. Copitz able to get those reds and TTM.
Every time you hear Taba, you think of Kappa. I can see it. All right, Taba now moving on into HMC. Saw him have some issues here. Let's see. Okay, he's gonna be going for Rolling Rock first, not bothering. Oh wait, no, sorry. See, if you can do triple box jump and you can do, you can get it to this platform without a ledge grab. I don't understand why he's not doing amazing emergency exit off the right side, because it is actually faster if you do it optimally to do that star
where's
off the
Taba
right
going?
side. What?
Is Taba going for? He's going for metal cap.
What? What?
Wow. This is.
This is cheeky right here. Oh man.
Oh, and Copitz clip. What was that clip? Oh my gosh.
I didn't even see what happened to
Oh,
Copitz.
So Copitz went for the breeze star. He clipped into the mountain and fell and died.
Yeah, I've seen that before. If you hit right on that corner, that can happen. I wanted to say the only other person I've seen do that was Copitz. I think I've only seen him do it, and he's done it twice.
That was just unlucky. That was just really unlucky because he had it. He had it fine. It just a weird angle.
Okay, so a nice little detour from Taba there, and he's gonna go ahead and do. He is doing every star you never see in. I'm not. Okay, if he does HMC 100, he will have done every single star you never see in 70 star.
This is kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, he's really flexing now.
Yeah, he's got. I mean, he's got to know he's got a sizable lead. So.
And that triple jump through the floor, just wow.
Oh, and Copitz
sliding right down the snowman's head. No save today. Who else wants to give Copitz a hug? Here, let's spam this emote to give Copitz a hug.
I'm just having a lot of difficulty with this snowman's head.
Okay, so he is just going for his standard triple box jump now. Is he just doing every star in HMC at this point? I mean, you may as well.
It's a fun course. I don't see why not.
And let's see here. If he got Metal Cap stage and he got Toxic Maze, if he ends up getting 100 with Reds, he could skip Rainbow Ride. I don't think he's gonna do it because that would just be ridiculous. But if he did, that would be probably the strangest route we've ever seen here at GSA. He can't do hundreds because of the BLJ. Oh, I forgot that it ends with a BLJ. That's right. Okay. And the BLJ-less route is really, really slow. Tab is about to do a 74-star run. Who knows? Who knows, man?
Copitz able to get that snowman's head. Star is making his way through SL. Will take on the Ice Bully. It seems like we've cleaned it up a little bit here. Not as mistakes as before.
Yep, and Taba is getting this left side strat here, and he's doing something weird here. Oh, he's skipping HMC 100, or sorry, TTC 100. Because he got 2 extra stars, so that has to be what he's doing. I wonder how much time that loses. It's got to be a bit, but...
Well, it loses time, but you don't have to... Then you don't have to worry about it at all.
Right.
You can go for stars where you're less likely to die. So, especially... This is a strategy thing, obviously.
Copitz forgetting that he had to exit course. That's a new one. And in case you haven't played this game in a while, Mario has to be stopped in order to exit course. There's a few states that Mario has to be in, and if he's moving actively or sliding, I think as well, he can't exit course.
Supervisor, I don't think he's flexing. Like I said, I think that this is a strategy move. I think this is him being like, okay, you know, I'm gonna grab these 2 stars where I'm less likely to die, so that I can make sure that I, you know, secure the win.
Yeah, I don't think this is quite sandbagging.
Yeah, no.
This is ultimately, it depends on what he does in TTC. And he's going straight for TTC, so I think that is kind of his plan. No, falling onto the switch doesn't activate it. And even if you dive, there's no guarantee. Like, there's a specific way you have to dive into it to make sure that Mario has enough downwards momentum to trigger the switch. I don't know exactly how it works. Yeah, if anyone's like sandbagging, quote unquote, it would be Taba for going for Metal Cap and Toxic Maze, but I think it's just a play here to be able to avoid having to deal with TTC 100. It went well for him once. He's not trying to tempt any sort of commentator's curse or whoever's working that voodoo, which also GSA has an unspecified bounty on whichever witch doctor is casting commentator's curse. So if you have any tips or information, please call our private line at 1-800-PLEASE-STOP. And he just fell into the switch without diving and okay, well, I mean, yeah. The quarter frames of Mario's movement need to be aligned properly. I feel like that's just a meme, but I don't know. And I actually didn't realize that you take fall damage from the switch. Huh. So what are the quarter frames of Mario's movement then? I guess I don't understand. I've never heard that sort of term before.
Taba is going for TTC 100.
Yup. Okay, so he was. I mean, he did say in the back room that like it was just him messing around, and like there's certainly a difference between this and then like going for carpetless. That there's something to definitely be said there. It's not like he just did those 2 stars like or just took a 2-minute detour to do nothing.
Right. He's keeping up momentum. He's keeping moving.
One 800. Why does Dad hate me? Oh my god.
Oh, Taba getting a cheeky ledge grab there, narrowly avoiding a death. Copitz.
Yeah, it must be Rainbow Ride that he's avoiding.
Copitz narrowly avoiding a death there as well.
Yeah, I need to find some sort of like good tutorial video on Christmas Miracle because I'm at the point where it's still a miracle for me, and I know that. Oh, okay, I forgot him discussing that. Oh, like it checks Mario's position 4 times before updating it. That's the same thing. Okay. I didn't realize that was the same thing.
Copitz kind of forgetting what star he was on there.
I need to go back through Panon's videos. It's been about a year since I've done that deep dive, and I'm sure I've forgotten a bunch of stuff about the game from then. Good job, Trask Forge, but we don't need that in chat. Also, shout out to Mario fan popping in the chat now with the wonder what it is Mario fam is wondering about. Care to take a guess?
Well, he's very concerned about breakfast apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I want to have whatever Super Viper's having to have that level of recall. That's pretty impressive. That is none of your concern.
Well, Taba is finishing up. Copitz taking a death here. Ride. And Taba talking to Todd, grabbing that 68th star. We'll only need to grab 2 stars in Rainbow Ride before he makes his way up into bits and finishes this up.
Copitz going for his Lakitu bounce first. Oh, you know what? Yeah, Taba doesn't have to deal with Lakitu bounce or with the red maze, so that's pretty decent.
Where's Taba going?
He's He's doing 100.
100. He's doing Rainbow Ride 100.
Oh my god.
It's actually not a bad move. You only need 2 stars, so.
You may as well avoid having to deal with the re-entry and such.
Right.
Man, oh man, if the whole thing is gonna go like this will be interesting.
It probably actually it saves him a bit of time with the route that he's taking. Copitz just having a lot of difficulty here with Rainbow Ride.
Now the real question is he gonna finish it off with carpetless? Oh,
it
that
takes a
level
giant
level
bonk.
4 bonk.
That was a catastrophic level bonk. That was like code red bonk.
See, level 5 is like bonking at the very, very top of TTC, and then dying. Level 4 is a bonk that's really big, but you don't die. Has to be a death for it to be a level 5. See, that right there is just a level 1. You know, you don't lose that much time unless you do something like that. Not entirely sure what Tab is about to go for here. He's just gonna go back up there. Just gonna go for it again.
He is determined to get this long jump.
And he is able to make it work this time. Very nice. As you can tell, it's kind of a precise position that you have to get there in order to be able to get the wall kick off of this glass structure. What?
What is he doing? What was that?
I think that was a BLJ, but I mean, he didn't do anything with it, so...
Oh,
that's the only thing I can think of, that because the carpet rose up, he was able to make Mario go backwards without it looking too weird.
No, this is the cheat prevention that you have to do when you do TTC or excuse me Rainbow Ride 100s.
It's stipulated in the GSA contract.
Right. You know that wasn't just that was,
Gotta wait around for the carpet because he is grabbing the big house in the Sky Star. Oh, it didn't have the B part of BLJ. Oh, okay. Oh, because the carpet was rising. Okay, I didn't realize that. Huh.
It was an FLJ, or what you would call a standard long jump.
Just very, very quick in the forward direction. I'm in disbelief that we're seeing Rainbow Ride 100. How do you think we feel? And he's got one little last line here.
This is definitely a first for GSA.
And Mario's gonna go ahead and pick up this star and just keep riding the carpet away. No big deal. Who even cares that that star's there? We don't need it.
Very casual. And Copitz having a lot of difficulty with those TTC 100s will.
Oh, Super Viper, we've already made the
reds.
carpetless jokes. You don't need to.
Now, Tab has got that 70 stars that you need to get up into bits. So he'll make his way up there now.
Yeah, probably the most interesting 70-star route we've seen in quite some time, including some favorites such as Metal Cap Reds, Toxic Maze, and Rainbow Ride 100.
Well, I mean, this is got to be the most
He's going for bits with reds. You can't be
Oh, my
serious. Oh, man.
Takes a little bit of an amp there. Oh my gosh, he's grabbing reds.
Yup.
Oh, he takes a death!
Right off the course.
Okay.
I knew he did not have enough speed to go for that. You have to be constantly moving in order to be able to get that one.
This has to be the most interesting race that I've commentated so far, just simply because, what we've discussed, we've talked about ramen and hot sauce, and then we're seeing Taba not only go for Rainbow Ride 100, but we're seeing Bits Reds.
And it's going well this time around. Not going for any sort of IL record. Shoutouts to Para grinding that for hours the other day, like at least 5 or 6 hours.
And just so everyone's aware, just in case there's any, discussion about it, the two guys are talking in chat. There's, everyone's cool. So, Copitz is telling Tab, you're free to do whatever you want to do. Have fun.
Not liking the position he's getting on these elevators. Oh, I thought he was going to fall through that crack for a second there.
That was a great save. That was a really, really nice save.
And of course, he's got one last cheeky little red just chilling down here underneath the staircase.
Not even grabbing the star!
Wow!
He didn't even grab the star. That was hilarious.
It's not really interesting. It's BM and it's being glorified. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, can't get disqualified if you don't collect the star. Roll save. Nice little, just...
Taba will missing that last throw there. We'll have to make it up. Oh, he's just leaving it short.
Yeah, really short throw there. Task Force has been hoping I would say sexy again. Well, there you go.
And Taba finishing with a 56-30. 30x. Just two absolutely just two interesting races, you know. Hard for Copitz, obviously, having a lot of difficulty. But GG's to Taba, and we'll see if we can get these guys in for an interview.
And we've got Copitz in here first, looks like. How are you feeling after those runs, man? A little bit rough of a start.
Oh, that was so close, man. I was really on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, what do you think was going on with Bomb Clip? That seemed to really just be the big thing that probably set your mentality in kind of a weird spot.
Yeah. My pre-BM, because I knew what Tabas was going to do later in the run, so I was like, all right, I'm just going to kind of counteract that at the beginning so that we have a close race.
Oh, I see.
So Taba, GG's taking the win here in the quarterfinals. How are you feeling about moving on?
Pretty okay, I guess. I mean, both runs were pretty bad, and like this one was just a meme. And,
GG though, dude. GG, man.
Yeah, there was that one guy in chat that wanted to respond to. It was like that was disrespectful. Like Copitz in the chat.
Oh, yeah, it was really disrespectful. And I'm actually really.
Now,
I'm really like no. I know you guys are laughing, but I'm actually really, like. No, I'm just kidding. Anybody that was watching could tell I haven't played in forever, but I know Tabas hasn't either, so it's no excuse. Really,
well, that's what I wanted to ask. You know, it seemed like neither of you guys have, like, it looked like both of you guys were just having obviously not great runs. Taba, you had a pretty, actually, their first run was on 50 pace, but then obviously had a terrible bits.
Dude, the first run had an amazing TP until bits. It was actually like really good. I was surprised, but yeah, then I failed like every bit strat possible.
So I wanted to ask, like, where are you guys at as far, just to kind of get us to understand, you know, how much you've been practicing or how much you haven't been practicing, to kind of understand like why these runs went the way they did.
Sure. The last time I played the game really was at pace, and simply actually took my power cable all the way back to New Zealand on accident, so I had to order a new one. So I only had a couple days to get to practice, and yeah, that's what happened. I could have used my time a little bit more wisely, I suppose, but
oh damn, I didn't. Yeah.
You certainly can't blame you. This big simp sabotaging things from the back, it seems.
Yeah, and I watched him checking his bag. He like woke up and like he was in his underwear, and he goes over and checks his bag, and he's like, I can't find it, and then he goes home with it. So,
so lesson learned: don't room with simp ever again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard before things about the Taco Bell mess that gets left in the room, and so it's You know, it seems the big suit may not be the greatest roommate sometimes, especially when you want to keep track of your power cables. Now it's got to be asked, Copitz first race Fire Sea. What? Like that's see, like I can completely sympathize with that mistake on the end, but why did you recollect the star? What was going on there?
So actually, I didn't realize until halfway through what try world that I did that. When I saw somebody in the chat, said something about like muscle memory, and I was like, wait, oh, that's what they mean.
Wait, you didn't even notice yourself grabbing
Why
a
did
blue
I get
star?
the star again?
It shows you the blue star spinning on your screen for 5 seconds.
Yeah, but you know, but when you're practicing, it's normally like that. So like I don't really think like I don't really think about that. You know.
Wow.
You know what I like about all this, just to get a little bit like bring it all back down to earth. I like about all this is this shows just like how, you know, running and everything can be so human. And, you know, making the simple mistake of like, oh, I've been practicing, so it's always blue anyway, and just grabbing it, not realizing. I think that's I found it. I think that's kind of.
Yeah, that's pretty, because we were sitting here like, you know, okay, he must just not be used to the no reds movement. That makes sense, but it was still just, oh man.
I wish you guys had seen it. Did you guys see the backup I did though in TTM with the?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, when I long jumped all the way over. Yeah, okay, well that's good. You saw the one good thing I did.
We saw the good. We did see the good stuff. We promise.
Yeah, then there's another pretty wild backup. I think somewhere in TTC. Also, like that first race, 90 coins into TTC 100. That was pretty wild backing that up.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna die, but I think I'm bomb clipped later, so that's really something.
Do you think it was just the lack of practice, or was something else happening with those bomb clips? Because that was really good.
I can tell you why. I just kept not pressing down enough, so I wasn't going backwards to grab the bomb.
Oh,
I was just kind of still facing to the left. But yeah, you know, out of practice. Yeah.
I was like watching that and I was wondering, why didn't you just go for the log at this point?
I don't know.
But for real, I would have went for it. Like I was in situations like this, and it just messes with your mind so much when you mess it up all over and over again. And yeah,
it all comes down to dignity at that point, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you must start feeling like I can do this. Let me prove to myself I can do this.
Yeah, I was just glad. I was glad that Tabas ended up having fun with it and everything at the end. So, like,
Tabas, did you have a plan when you went into Metal Cap stage, or were you just like, I'm just doing these stars?
I was like having a pretty bad angle for the star grab, and so I quickly decided, screw it, I'm going to Metal Cap stage. And because I saw like I was ahead by like quite a bit and it wouldn't mess me up. And from there on, I would have loved to do HMC 100, but the route has a BLJ, so.
Because we were talking about, we were kind of thinking like, are you gonna try skipping Rainbow Ride? But then we remember the BLJ in the middle of the hundreds route.
Yeah,
because that would have been pretty wild, skipping Rainbow Ride and still winning in a run.
Now hold on. Speaking of Rainbow Ride, Copitz, let's talk about you not going for carpetless.
Wait, sorry, say it again.
Or not Copitz. So Taba not going for carpet.
Yeah, you wasted like 50 seconds on that carpet, man. Easy time save. It's just 2 wall kicks.
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't breathe. I don't know. I'm gonna shut up. All right, guys. It's time to head out before I stutter more.
Well, GG's to the both of you. GG's to the both of you. Electric, do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Not really, other than we do have a couple more races for y'all coming up right after this. Let me pull up the handy dandy calendar to get those names for you, but they will actually be in our I believe Sunshine tournament. Yep. We've got Equivocal Genius versus J Cool 114, as well as Shadow Mario versus Guy 2308. So both those should be pretty awesome races. If you've never seen Sunshine runs, it's a pretty cool run. You know, I can't say it's quite on SM64 tier, but it comes real close. That's for sure.
I'm definitely excited for it. I'll be commentating there there. So please make sure to stop on by and join us. But GG's to both you guys. And hey, I wanted to say I really appreciate your guys' sportsmanship and you guys having fun, showing that while we're being competitive, we can still have fun and enjoy it, and
Yeah.
have fun with it regardless of the competitive nature of it.
Yeah, and
That's what makes it all worth
especially
it.
huge shout outs to Copitz for just like chugging along and finishing out those races. There's a lot of points where a lot of people just would have hit the reset button and just said nope, no more. But definitely
It's all
shout outs to
good. It's
Copitz
just
for
it's
playing
just
those
2
out.
hours of torture. It's just 2 hours. It doesn't last forever.
All right. Well, GG's to you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, we've got Super Mario Sunshine at 8 o'clock. Make sure to come and join us. And Electric, as usual, good commentating with you.
Yep, it's been an absolute pleasure. Glad to get back into the commentator seat and can't wait until I can do it more regularly again. Hoping, fingers crossed for those season 2s to start real soon. So thanks so much, guys, for watching. Hope you stick around. And if not, it's been great to have you. Peace out.
Take it easy.
Bye.